Hey, good morning. Happy 11 a.m. So thanks for jumping on with me. I know this was kind of unplanned and last minute, but this way we get to spend a little time together. I can answer any questions that you might have about the new program. Shai is literally just finishing up getting that email together and out to you. So you do not have the data yet, but you will have it either by the end of this call or before 12 noon, whichever comes um, later. So for those of you who have never participated in one of our sign into wins before, I'll just spend 2 minutes explaining what it is. It's a lead generation activity designed for you and your database. In that we have a couple of weeks worth of events, and when I say events, they're just simple steps for you to connect with your database. Event number one is a mass email of a graphic that we've designed for you. Step number two is a text to your database to remind them about the mass email or to remind them to go and check out the program online. There's a postcard later on. There's a week's worth of time set aside just for you to kind of make outbound phone calls to remind people. So it's just a touch program for your database, but the brilliance of it is it's designed to have them go online and sign in and register, raise their hand and give you permission to call them on April the 1st to have a conversation, right? To have a conversation about real estate. So they've pre-registered to say, yes, we're interested in being entered into this contest. We understand that on April the 1st, you're going to call us to talk about real estate. And the thing that we've done this time a little differently than our fall one is that in order to actually be eligible for the grand prizes, which, as you know, are either a Peloton bike or a theater tickets to Hamilton and dinner in New York. So those are the two grand prizes. In order to be eligible, there's an extra step in there, and we built this extra step specifically to make sure that you were getting value from the conversations that you were having. And so what we've done this time is also in that conversation, right? So Bogdan calls me on Friday the 1st because I've registered with in this program. He and I have a conversation, and in that conversation, he says to me, and so one of the requirements to be entered is I need to present you, and you need to receive one of these equity analyses, right? These personal equity analysis that I've done for your home, and we just need to have a quick conversation around it. So we've worked the equity analysis into eligibility so that it's not just as easy for people to raise their hand and say, yes, I want to win. Yes, I want to win. We want to make sure that there's value in it for them and for you. So we've inserted the equity analysis, which means from April the 1st, once you make all those dials during the day, we've given it the entire first week of April for you to kind of connect and get those equity analyses done with all the people who are registering before we pull the winner the following Monday. So we've extended the program by 1 week simply for you to be able to get your equity analyses done to get those people registered and entered to win. That's kind of the overview. Let me do two things before I open it up for questions, because some of this might actually answer some of your questions. Let me share with you what's coming your way. The first is this, which I showed you the other day on the morning call. So it's the outline of the program, redesigned for a start today, right? So it's an email, it's a social media post, again, all of which we've designed and are sending to you so you don't have to worry about doing any of the graphics work or anything like that. Followed next week then by texting, and then the following week by a postcard if you so choose. Remember that the postcard, the last time we did this, the postcard, only about half of you who participated in it actually did the postcard as well. The program works with or without the postcard. If you're going to drop anything in all of this, I don't know that I would encourage you to drop any piece of it. And yet, if you're going to drop a piece of it, I guess the postcard is the one that people tend to opt out on. And yet it is just another way to reach your database, and mix it up a little bit. And then we move through with the second social media posts and calls, a third social media post, emails, and then that kind of last chance text in the morning of April 1st. Then you're doing your calls, making sure you have those conversations, set up the time for the following week, again, that 4th through the 8th week, to have all those equity analyses completed. And then we pull the winner Monday morning on the 9 a.m. call. That is live for all of you. It is not live for your database. We pull that live in front of you, we record it, and then we give you the recording so that you can either send the recording to your folks or post it on your Facebook, whatever you want to do. We don't invite the public onto our call that morning. So just in case that's was a question. And then of course we go back and re-announce who won and go from there. And then the other three things that are being sent your way are, I promise to get to the questions shortly. The other things that are being sent to you are this graphic. This graphic is being sent to you in a JPEG and PNG form, so you can embed it into your emails. You can also use that same graphic as a social media post when it comes time for the social media post. It's also being sent to you in a PDF in case you're attaching it to your emails, right? Some of you will be able to embed because you know how to do that and your email client allows that. Some of you won't be, so we'll send it to you PDF as well. If you'll notice, there's a bit.ly link at the bottom. We encourage you to also offer the bit.ly link in the copy of the email or the copy of the text, what you're sending it. You can just literally lift it right from the bottom of this graphic, because the graphic will be static. The bit.ly link won't be live on the actual graphic. You'll have to put that in to the text so it becomes a live link. And then and I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you're posting it on Instagram, if you're posting on, and again, this will be in the step 2 instructions that come out. Step 1 is the mass email. The step 2 instructions will be the social media post. And I'm pretty certain if you're posting it on Instagram, they don't allow live links on Instagram. So you actually have to put a comment on and those of you who are on Instagram, Shai, am I saying this right? Right, you put a comment underneath the post.
Yep, you can just go ahead and put whatever the website is. You can put that exact website at the bottom and they'll be able to click it. It'll link them straight there.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And then there's also on each of these, you can see there's a QR code that sends people to the website as well. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for your folks to get there. And then the last cool thing that I'll share is we also designed, if you don't want to do a static social media post, we also designed, where might it be? Okay, I'm gonna have to find it. It's not readily available to me. We also designed an animated social media post that looks very similar to the one I just showed you, except the words kind of fly in and it just does it's a little fancier. So if that is if you want to use one for email and use the animated one for social media, you can certainly do that. So we've got a whole ton of options for you to utilize. So with that, that's my overview. Talk to me about what questions you have. So either raise your little Zoom hand or unmute and I'll call on you. Who has some questions about what needs to happen or what you're going to do or whatnot? Cal.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Rick.
Hey.
What does it cost to send out the postcards?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I don't know the answer to it. Did anybody send out postcards in the fall one? Who could answer that question? Marissa, what did it cost you?
For all the people I had tagged with addresses, maybe like $50.
How many people was that? Do you remember?
Like 400 people.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so it was relatively inexpensive. We expect to be able to offer that same path through Prism Marketing that we offered last time. We're working with him right now to update the last postcard. So it's not a terribly expensive venture.
And what do we, I'm sorry, one more question.
Yeah.
Do we send them the list of people, or do we just, if there's, to use Marissa's example, do you send all 400 names?
Yeah. So again, great question. I wasn't part of I can answer almost all of your questions except about the postcard thing, because I wasn't part of that postcard thing.
You're
So-
doing fine.
Go ahead,
Cal,
Shai.
I had done them. I had done the postcards for the last time. And I think I might be wrong, but it was probably around 59 cents, I think, a postcard.
Okay, that's,
And that, yes, we sent the I forget the guy's name, but when it was we sent them the list and they did the work. It was very simple. It wasn't,
That's-
I was
okay.
even newer than that I feel new now. So
Yeah.
no,
Okay,
it's really
got it.
great. We sent them a list of the addresses and they sent it out, you know,
they did their voodoo.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the way that their portal works, Cal, is there's just an upload feature where you just kind of upload your list and they take it from there. But
Thank you.
that will all be explained all over again when we get to next week and we get to the postcard step. I promise we'll get clarity around that for you at that
Okay.
step.
Thank you.
Marissa.
I want to make sure I understand the whole like pitch, the angle on this. So we're advertising the sign in to win, the prizes you can win. But then when people register, the idea is that we do an equity analysis before we call them on the 1st, right?
Depending on when people register, I
Uh-huh.
would encourage you to get equity analyses that we're going to double our reporting back to you. So we used to get you the updated lists on Thursdays. We're going to get you lists on Mondays and Thursdays this time, so that you have more opportunity to connect with people faster to get those equity analyses scheduled. The
Uh-huh.
other thing we're doing is if people register really late in the program, we're giving an extra week. So the 1st of April is the call day.
Mhm.
And if they haven't done the equity analysis yet, you still have the entire next week to get that done and still have them be eligible before we pull on the following Monday.
Okay, so like, I guess I'm still like a little confused. So when we call them, are we discussing the equity analysis, or is the intention that we connect with them before the drawing and like set an appointment to go to their house to do a proper equity analysis? Or am I making it more complicated? You know, is it best just to do like a desktop, appraisal and call them and discuss it?
Yeah, so what I would say is it depends on you. You can do either. I think you'll get more happy response if you make it simpler, right? And so the way the fine print is written, let me get you to the fine print. The way the fine print is written, it says,
You see that Debbie York turned on her camera? That means I asked a good question.
go ahead, Debbie, if you want to answer that while I find my way to this.
Oh, you're muted, Deb.
I was on the phone. So what,
Oh, sorry.
say your question again?
No, I guess just like, what do you think is the best method to use this tool? When people are registering to win,
Right.
should we set appointments with them before the drawing to like, get them in motion, go to the house, do the analysis? Or should we just be doing like desktop analyses and calling to have a conversation?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. And I can again show you how I'm doing it. I've done it 2 different ways. I've got people when they are really asking, should I list my house now? I do a big deal analysis using now RPR
Mhm.
and Remine. And I love those 2 tools together. They're awesome. And for just as you say, desktop analysis, I'm using a 1-page, and I'm just getting ready to go out and deliver another dozen of these hand by hand. And it's the simplest way to do it for this kind of a call in to win or sign in to win or whatever it is. 1 page. You do have to do some, you can't just press the button and send off the report. No, you have to look at it. You have to edit a little bit. And then you need to download it. Definitely do not send it from RPR.
Yeah.
Download it and send it as an attachment with a short analysis. But it truly, if you get a dozen people who want this from whatever it is you do, that'll be a lot. And it will take you, in round figures, 20 to 30 minutes per on the
Right.
outside to set it up.
Okay, so you think I should be doing this as they register? I'm not gonna wait
100
until April. to have these
100%,
conversations.
100%, one by one by one, 100%. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, the reason we built the week afterwards, Marissa, is just in case you have people who don't
Like are
register
registering
until the
late.
last couple of days, right? And so then it's like this mad rush to try and get the equity analysis done. So we built that week of a cushion in just in case people are either away or
Right.
registering late or whatnot. But yes, I would, that's why we're going to get you the lists Mondays and Thursdays
Uh-huh.
so that you can jump right on it. And that way you're spacing them out as well. You're not doing, 8 of them on one Saturday afternoon. You're doing it.
So, and I'm sorry to hog all the time, but a follow-up question. So I want to make sure I'm setting the expectation with my database, right? You're gonna, when you register to win, you are asking me, basically, you're asking me for an appraisal and expect me to reach out when we're gonna have this conversation, correct?
Yeah, and so let me share this with you. Yes, that is the expectation, and I'll show
And
you
I'm-
where it says that.
And I'm going to make another offer that I will do a training class, 30 to 45 minutes probably, and show you the steps that I do so you can see which buttons to push and where the data is that helps you to do this analysis pretty quickly.
So this is the site that they get sent to, right? It says click below in both English and Spanish, and then it has their prizes, and then it says click here or click here. And so when you click here, it brings you to this Google page, right? With the angelic gorgeousness of flowers at the top. And it's the same Google page as last time, right? What's your name? I mean, who's your agent? What's your name? Best phone number, best email, your home property address, thinking ahead to the rest of 2022. What real estate needs should we know about? Who do you know that wants to take advantage of the momentum in the market right now? And then at the bottom here, you'll note it says, your agent will call the number listed above on Friday, April the 1st to confirm your submission into this random drawing. And you know what, as I'm reading this, what I'll do is I'll change this to say, your agent will call the number listed above between now and Friday, April 1st to confirm your submission into this random drawing, receipt and review via phone, Zoom, or in person of an updated personal equity analysis on your home by April 8th is a condition of eligibility. So it says it right there. We wanted them to read this to be able to click the yes button so that they know full well that, and then it also says it again down in the bottom in the fine print. Does that help?
Super helpful. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And I will make a note to change that to, now that we've had this conversation, to your agent will call you on or before. That'll be changed later this morning. Okay, cool. What other questions do you have? Yes, Tony.
So obviously the best case scenario is somebody wants you to do a full-fledged CMA and maybe list their house. But what I think I'm hearing is, yeah, exactly. But what I think I'm hearing is, and it's why I did the RPR workshop the other day, is you're probably going to do like an analysis, a quick 1 page, and either hand deliver it or send it to them on a PDF via email, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in anticipating possible objections, people are going to say, look, I'm not looking to sell right now. And what I will reference is, amongst other things, what you brought up this morning. Homes are selling for, if they're priced appropriately, for about 10% above list price. And in the last 2 years, just throw some good numbers at them and just say, I just want to give you a feel for what's happening to your house in terms of value in the marketplace. I know you're not looking to sell, and just take it from there, right?
Well, yeah, it's the, I want to make sure that my VIPs in my database are kind of enrolled in this equity monitoring program that I'm offering, because that's how I view it. I don't view
Yeah.
this as a one-time deal. I view it as now quarterly, you're going to update these folks on the equity in their home because no one else is doing that for them. And the other path to go down is to simply say, no, I totally get it. I'm curious though, is there a number that might cause you to think differently? Right? If all of a sudden your house was worth $150,000 more than what you thought it was, would that be a different conversation? So you could go there, or maybe you save that conversation for when you actually present the little one pager. But my thought is, don't make this hard, because the second you make it hard, you're going to have people who push back at it. Make it simple. Hey, let me send it to you via email, and I'll give you a quick call back. We can have a 10-minute conversation around it. Right? Don't make it difficult for them. Don't require in-person meetings or all that stuff. I think that the easier we make it up front, the better we engage with them, and the more opportunity we have to maybe get that in-person meeting as a secondary or tertiary attempt.
People can't have too much good news these days, right?
Yeah, you got it. You got it. That's exactly right. Marissa.
Okay, so I have an ask, or can we put something on the calendar for like a script off objection handling, that same thing, like I'm not ready to move, I don't care if it, and just like rapid fire, hear what everybody's saying, you know, and really perfect those scripts.
Yep. Can do it on, let's just pick a date. Tomorrow, we are literally on Zoom if you're doing the CE class.
Yeah,
from
that's not gonna happen.
7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night. So perhaps I can do something on Friday. Let me work on timing for something on Friday, and I'll circle back to you.
Cool, thank you.
Or I'll circle back to everybody. But I think that's a great idea, so that everyone is prepared for that what if that Tony put on the table. Great idea.
Can I just throw something in there
Yes.
while we're on the subject? I just, you know, I'm as scared of objections as anybody else. And what's helped me is just recognizing that this market is it's shifting right now, and it's not necessarily shifting in a bad way, and information is power. And that's how I'm approaching this. You know, no pressure. I'm in the good news business. And you know, this is you do with this information what you want. I'm in the business of being there for people, and here it is for you. And I'm happy to engage you in a conversation about this. And I say this as somebody, I have an advanced degree in getting in my head, and I don't want to do that. So that's one reason why I'm saying this, because I'm trying to get it out of me. It's just engage. That's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I made some phone calls before, and they were cold calls, and they've never gotten easier, but I made some connections because I got out of my head. And I hope I can say I did the same thing a week from now.
Yeah, you will be able to. We'll make
Yeah.
sure of it, right? You've got 15 other people now to hold you accountable to that. But the idea of what Tony's saying is, look, this whole sign in to win thing is designed to give you an opportunity to talk to people, right? So again, don't make it something it's not, and don't make it difficult. Just use it as an opportunity to say, hey, we have this cool, exciting thing going on. Don't allow people to talk you into the fact that our rules aren't good, right? Oh, well, I have to do that equity analysis thing. Well, that's dumb. Oh, okay, sorry you feel that way. Again, we're offering these cool prizes for anyone who's interested in having that simple 5 or 10 minute conversation. Curious to know if you're one of them, right? Too many of you hear in your head before they even come your way the objections of, you know, oh my goodness, it's not as simple as the last time. Now they have to do something. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? You know, here's my thought. You know, you can like it or you can lump it. Those are the rules, right? And you don't have to participate. I'm certain that 2 other people will be thrilled to win the prizes, right? And again, it's not flippant, or it's not nasty to your database, but it is just simply you knowing that for you, this program is designed to just get you talking to people. So use it for what it's designed for. In the chat, Ryan asked, does one person win one of the prizes, or do 2 people win one of the prizes? So there are 2 winners. There are 2 winners. Just like last time, we had 2 prizes. There were 2 winners. No, they do not get to choose. We spin the wheel for the a prize and that person wins that prize and we spin the wheel. If they know each other and want to switch prizes at the end, that's fine. That's on them. But no, they don't get to pick the prizes. We get to pick, we pick for them. What other questions do you have?
And Toby, that was an amazing share. Thank you so much. Like, I'm in the business of good news. That's my new mantra. 'Cause I've been admittedly pessimistic recently. So just to like the thought of calling people to share good news, being the business of good news, that's huge. Thank you for sharing.
Well, and the other thing, since you gave me the opportunity to hear myself speak, which I love, is that, you know, just because there's, I mean, I'm not saying, look at my numbers. I'm nobody special right now, but you know, just because there's low inventory doesn't mean that there isn't an opportunity. I used to be a headhunter, and you know, I'm not saying it's easy, but there's people out there that are like, I don't know where to move, and I'm like, well, that's where my job comes in. You know, I'm calling you. Imagine what I'm going to do to find you a house. You know, we're kind of in kooky times, but it can be. You know, this is when we kind of create new ways to do things, and I'm as bad at feeling, you know, like I want to go into fetal position as anybody else, but it's just, this is a better way.
Yeah, agreed. What else? Any other questions on the process? Any other questions on the whatever? Again, and you're about to receive, as soon as we finish this conversation, Shai and I are going to finalize getting that out, and she'll push that button and have all the documents out to you. So you should receive them shortly.
Yeah, not to give you extra work, but the postcard image does say something about an equity analysis on it, correct? Or you think, is it just in the Google questionnaire where they're like made aware that I'm going to call them?
It's just in the Google questionnaire. It is not on the graphic.
Okay.
On purpose.
Okay.
That's done on purpose, right? And so it's sign in to win, go here to find out what we're talking about. And when they go here to find out what they talk about, that's where it's mentioned.
That's when we drop the bomb.
They click the yes, they excitedly click the yes, because they're so excited about the value of their home, and then anticipate your follow-up and phone call. Right?
Okay, great.
So just so we're all aware, do we expect to have lower numbers this time around because there's an additional requirement? Yes, absolutely. But we'd rather have you be able to offer it to everyone, have a fewer number of people actually take advantage of it, and have that be more relevant to you and to them, and create more opportunities for appointments than just have it be a free-for-all. Like the last time was awesome. This time we're going to make it a little more specific. Marlon.
Hey guys, hey Rick. I just want to a little elaborate more for you for the Instagram. The best thing to put the link is in your bio. So whatever post you say, say link in bio, because even if you put it in your comment, people won't be able to click on it on the comment, or won't be able to copy and paste. So the best thing to do is put a link in your bio, and go to your bio, add the link there, and it'll be so much more easier. And it's a good way to go see your profile, and they could explore a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I love that. So we will add that info into the instructions when we release the instructions for step number 2, I think later this week, which is social media. So thank you for that share, because it's different on Facebook than it is on Instagram. So you got to do it. You have to kind of break the rules a little bit differently, right? What else? Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? All right. Well, if no one has any other questions, Shai and I are going to get to work and get that out to you shortly. So watch for all the stuff. We wish you good luck. Included in what we're sending is a link to the training session that Debbie did back in October, in which she walked you through how to send a mass email in Command. So if you're still clunky on that, or you need a refresher course, we included the link to that inside of the email that's going out. So you can rewatch what Debbie taught us back in October to make sure that you can do it again. And we'll continue to do that each time, so that you can reference a training that was done for the first one, which will walk you through, sending texts via Twilio in Command and all that kind of stuff. All righty. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. Shai and Marlon, thank you for your offers of assistance. We appreciate it. And We're
Thanks,
gonna
Rick.
get going and getting you all this stuff out in the next 20 minutes or so. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.